Okay, so I'm at Parque de la Paz and I'm just chilling. I was drawing a picture, I'll show it to you guys. It's a little hummingbird on a flower. I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. But pretty much today, had a delicious breakfast. My mama Tika made gallo pinto and eggs and toast and cut up some watermelon for me. And I drank like 2 things of juice, so my bladder's about to explode. I might have to go back home early. And then my mama Tika wanted me to start like doing something because I don't have school anymore, so I've just been like hanging out at the house. And she wanted me to like was telling me I need to go like explore the volcanoes and stuff or go running in the park, and I'm like, I don't run and I don't know how to get to the volcanoes. And she asked me if I like to swim, and I was like, yeah, I love to swim. So she was like, let's go and sign you up for swim classes. So today we went to the pool and signed me up for some swim classes or just to swim like for fun at the pool, which was really nice of her. And we saw so many people that she knew on the way there. She's like so popular. And then she got me classes for free for the next 3 days, which was really great. So I guess I'll be going to the pool. And so then after that I went to the park, and yeah, now I'm just relaxing. The park is really pretty, I'll show you guys. But they've got this like tall sculpture thing in red, and there's a bunch of trees and a lake, and it's next to the highway, so if you're having trouble hearing me, I don't blame you. But a lot of people keep running past me. And then, oh, on this side there's like the soccer fields. But yeah. So later today I might go to the Artisan Festival with one of my friends after our study abroad meeting. But she might have to go do internship stuff, so I don't know if I'll go to the Artisan Market without her because she wants to go really bad. Yeah, so I'll check back in with you guys later. So I was sitting down and I was reading my book, and I looked down and there was a big nasty black spider on my leg, and it freaked me out. And so I brushed it off real quick, and I was, being brave. I didn't scream or anything. Brushed it off, and I looked at the other leg, and there was like a little yellow spider on that leg. And now I'm freaking out. I think I was surrounded by spiders that whole time, and it was disgusting. So now I'm like, I don't want to touch any of my stuff, because what if there's more spiders on it? Like, there could be a spider in my backpack or in my backpack, and I won't even know, and I'll bring it back to the house, and then it might get on my bed or something. So, I don't know. I don't want to touch any of my stuff. My area over there. Gross. I don't know what to do. Yay! I made it to part 3 of my book. I'm so excited. I'm reading Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. It's the first one of the Vampire Chronicles. And it was also that great movie with Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Kristen Dunst, which is why I wanted to read it. But yeah, I made it to part 3. 200 pages in. And oh, let me show you my drawing, even though it might be covered in spiders. Hummingbird and a little flower. Yep, so that's it. Hey, so I did a bad job vlogging yesterday when I was walking around. But pretty much I'll just recap you on yesterday and today. So yesterday I went to the study abroad meeting. It was pretty boring. We just filled out like reviews of our teachers and stuff. And then we left and went back home, ate. And then me and my friend went to the Artisan Market, but she also wanted to get a book in Spanish. And so we spent like an hour and a half looking for books, like a bookstore, and we kept finding bookstores, but they were just so expensive. Like, some things when you're abroad, you don't realize, like, some things are cheaper and some things are just ridiculously expensive, and books are one of those things. Like, you cannot find a book here for under 20 bucks. Like, it's just not possible. Like, a new book is not going to be under 20 bucks. So we asked some people on the street, like, do you have a used bookstore around? And they were like, yeah, and they kept pointing us to different used bookstores, but they weren't really, like, used bookstores. The closest thing I can, like, imagine they're like is, I've seen them in New York and Seattle, but they're, like, stands that sell, like, newspapers and stuff, and they have books there, but the books weren't even used. Like, they were still new, but they were supposedly cheaper. Like, they were new books, but they were cheaper. And they also sell, like, magazines and newspapers. And so we kept going to those, and we're like, no, this isn't what we want. And we happened upon a used bookstore, and my friend didn't get anything from there. She ended up going back and getting a new book that was just expensive. But I got this. It's a book of poems, and I thought this would be good for me because my Spanish level is not very high, so I was like, at least when I'm like looking up every other word, it's for a short poem instead of for like a chapter that could be 10 pages long. So this, I'm going to try reading this and translating it. And then we got ice cream because I was hot, and so I was like, we need to go get ice cream. And it was Pollo Campo is like the fast food restaurant here, and it was like a vanilla cone that they dipped in chocolate syrup, but they called it cappuccino, and then they put nuts on it. So it was un cono de cappuccino y mani, and so it was really good. It was like $1. And then oh, the book by the way was $2. And then we went to the artisan market, and we both wanted headbands, and so this is the one I got. I'm rocking it right now. And then and this was $2. And then we went back and ate dinner or whatever at our houses. And then one of my friends, her fiance is in town, so she really wanted to go out and do something fun with everyone. So she wanted us to go karaokeing, and I have the worst fear of karaokeing. I seriously have nightmares at night about how much I don't want to karaoke and how much I suck, and so I always avoid karaokeing at all costs. I was making up excuses like, oh, I'm tired from walking around all day, I'm poor, I hate karaokeing, blah, 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 homework, all this excuses, and they're like, no, you have to go. So I went anyways, and we went to this bar, and this bar is usually so fun during salsa nights, but we went during karaokeing, and nobody was there. It was dead empty. It was literally our group of 8 and one other couple, and that was it. And so we're at this bar, and we realized we're like an hour early. So some of us ordered drinks, and I didn't, but like some people ordered drinks. The people who were planning on karaoke ordered drinks. And we waited for an hour, and then they had a live band, which was kind of cool. So it was like live karaoke, and then we got the list of songs, and most of them were in Spanish, obviously. So we flipped to the back where it had like a couple English songs, and so a few of my friends sang. And they did well, and I just watched, and so got back like at midnight, and we left the bar, and oh my god, I'll have to do another video on just like safety abroad, because I've learned so much about safety here. But we like leave the bar, and we had walked to it. It was 10 minutes, but it's midnight, and so I was like, well, we're a group of 8, so we can just walk back to school, and the school always has taxis outside of it. So then I'll catch a taxi back to my house, and it'll be cheaper because it'll be closer to my house. So we leave the bar, and there are a couple of taxis outside, and so we pass on them. We start walking back, and immediately we're like attacked by homeless people, like people who want money from us. And I was like, oh my god, these people don't know what, like my friends, they don't know how to react to this, and they stop and like are talking to him and like, what are you saying? I don't understand, I don't understand Spanish. They're like, because like homeless people aren't very fluent anyways. They're like, have lost teeth and are on drugs, and he's asking for money, but he's difficult to understand, and everyone wants to learn, like wants to understand Spanish and gets excited when people start talking to them, but I'm like, it is midnight, and it is not the time to be chatting with homeless people. And so I'm like, guys, don't stop moving. Like, that's like how people get mugged, is they stop moving, and like people start talking to them, and they show a gun or something, and you get mugged. And I'm like, the trick is to just ignore and keep walking. Like, we have a destination, we're trying to get back to school. And so we start walking, and everyone's freaking out. They're like, this is a bad idea, we should turn back. And I'm like, we are not turning back and going back to the bar where like the homeless people are outside of it waiting for us. And then I'm like, let's just flag a taxi on the way, because taxis are driving around. It's nighttime, so everyone's like trying to get home. And so sure enough, this like big old taxi pulls by, and I raise my hand, and the taxi stops, and we all pile in. All like 10 of us get into this little taxi, and we drive we drive back to the school, where we all go our own separate ways. So it ended up being fine. It was a fun night. And so then today, okay, 2 things I forgot to mention. I had a nightmare last night about swimming, I think. It was like a tsunami had happened in like San Jose, but I was in the zoo, I don't know. Anyways, I was drowning because of a tsunami, and that definitely was fear about swimming today. Woke up early, went swimming. I haven't swum in forever, so I was like really bad at swimming, but whatever, it was fine. I was like at this lawyer's school, but it was like a private club for lawyers. I don't know, but it was really nice. And people tried talking to me, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying right now. And then they realized I was not from around here, and so then they were very understanding, and they like lowered, their Spanish level to where I'm at. And then after that, talked to my family at home, and okay. And then the second thing was that, remember last time when I was like, oh, what if there's like a spider in my bed? There was a freaking spider in my bed. I was FaceTiming my family, and I just saw something move across my leg, and I was thinking, because there's like ants in my room a lot of times, and I was like, oh, it's an ant. But I looked down, and it was a little green spider, and it was the same little green spider that was on my leg yesterday. So I know I brought it home with me, and it was in my room all last night. Ugh. So, yep, that was it. And then went shopping because I was starving and I needed some lunch. So I was out of bread. I couldn't make peanut butter and jelly anymore. So I bought 3 things of ramen, but I'm not going to eat them right now. But then I bought Cheetos and Coca-Cola, which is going to be my snack. Well, snack slash lunch while I study for my marine bio test, which is in 2 hours. So I should go and do that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!